Do you know that since Matt Canada became the offensive coordinator, put Shannon Sharpe up on that screen, please. Ryan Clark, Shannon Sharpe. Do you know that since Matt Canada became the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2021, the Steelers haven't had one single 400-yard game? Not one.
Not one. Ain't even pink.
Every other NFL team has had at least 4. The Steelers haven't had one. And their offense ranks 29th, total offense, 25th in scoring offense. Yesterday, they didn't even cross the 50-yard line. He has to go. I've said this weeks ago. Matt Canada has to go. And last but not least, Shannon, let me read this quote to you. According to Spiro Ditas, who does an outstanding job calling football games, along with Adam Archuleta, this is what Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, said to them. They're not quite built, talking about his team, they're not quite built to come back from big leagues. The way we start games is critical. The offensive coordinator said that quote publicly. Why does he have a job? Why is he the offensive coordinator for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Shannon? This
I want to ask both of you a question.
To be done today.
No.
Go ahead.
Yesterday. Let me ask you both a question. When he came and sat down in Mike Tomlin's office, and he said, and he was interviewing for the job, do you think he told Mike Tomlin, now my offense is not built to come from behind when team got big leads on us? You think he told him that?
Right.
Or he told him, this is what I can do, and this is the type of offense that I can run, and we can score. We can put points on the board. We can gain yards. Kenny Pickett is not the, whatever the answer is, if Kenny Pickett is the answer, the question is wrong. Other than you asking, is that Kenny Pickett the starting quarterback for the Steelers? Unless you're asking that question, then you're right. But if you're talking about a long-term solution, he's not it, right? I'm sorry, RC, he's not it. That offensive line, that ain't it. And you're right, Najee Harris, bro, the stiff arms are great, but you're stiff arming to get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's not all your fault.
Not blocking for
but they've got to do a better. Matt Canada got to go. And RC, I'm sorry, y'all need to be in the market for another quarterback because Kenny Pickett ain't it.
Amen. Amen.
I hate doing this, but in watching them play, it doesn't look like an NFL offense. No. To me, that's the biggest problem. Matt Canada was run out of LSU in half a year. And the other piece of this, I like Matt Canada as a human. I like him who he is as a man. Right. But when you can't, if the closest to you is 4 times for 400 yards, you luck up on 400 yards one day. You hit a couple of bombs, some guys are hurt, you have protection, you get some big plays. They can't create any offense, no matter if it's George Pickens, Najee Harris, any of those people. And then defensively, I'm going to tell you this, sucking, being terrible, being horrible, it's contagious. You catch it locker to locker. And you're starting to see the people who are future Hall of Famers, the people who are Pro Bowlers and all pros, they aren't playing with the same energy either. And that's the problem that Coach T has to fix.
Yeah, but we love Coach T. We know how we feel about Coach T, but we can't completely absolve him.
It starts with him.
It starts with him, but we can't completely absolve him for this other reason, too. What the hell are you doing hiring an offensive coordinator that got ran out of college? If you can't get it done on it, there we go.
It's loyalty.
There we go.
He likes to promote from within the program, from within the building. And Matt Canada was the next guy up. I think Matt Canada had a relationship with Ben Roethlisberger as well as the quarterback's coach. And you talk to Ben. You're going to have that conversation with Ben. And that's
I would tell you this.
Go ahead,
hey, Stephen A., don't be a slave to loyalty.
You keep saying that.
Yeah.
You keep saying that.
I'm going to leave it at that.
By the way,
you will remain in shackles.
Let me add this one line to close up the deal. When you're a boss, it's okay to fire people who are unproductive.
Yeah.
It's not nice. It's not pleasant. You shouldn't have joy in your soul over it, but it is okay.
The other part is this, though.
To fire people who don't produce.
Pittsburgh is a different place. The level of family that happens in Pittsburgh,
but they produce,
the people that work there, it's just such a family. I'm telling you, it's harder there.
I know
I'm
it's
not
hard
trying to
get.
give him an excuse.
I know that.
But it's different.
But I'm saying, but it's how was the family built? Because they elevated and ascended together. They didn't stay in the muck and mire. They didn't sit up there and say, we family, we suck, but we gonna stay family. No, you make modifications, because we ain't trying to do that. This is Steelers for crying out loud. These are Pittsburgh Steelers looking like hot garbage.
That ain't the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, again, they wear no uniform.
Stephen A., is an angry Dak a good thing for the Cowboys?
No. Because if he's angry, he's going to want to go out there and take matters into his own hands. And clearly they have question marks as to whether or not that's beneficial for them to do so. That's really what this comes down to. We walked into this season, the Dallas Cowboys defense, Shannon, they knew what they are. They knew what they were. Even without Trayvon Diggs, they still have supreme confidence in themselves. They know that more often than not, they're going to be able to shut down opponents, but they're also wise enough to know that at some point, it's going to come down to that quarterback and whether or not he's going to be able to produce for us when it really, really counts. We know that Dak Prescott is not a scrub. We know that he can play. The question is, can he show up when the moment calls for it? For him, and he has not been able to do that. Now, when we look at when we look at the 49ers, for example, I'm looking at the 49ers right now. Do you know they've only committed one turnover this year? One turnover. One turnover. That is it. And they're top 5 defense. So they get to the quarterback, they can shut you down, plus they don't beat themselves because Brock Purdy doesn't make an abundance of mistakes. The Dallas Cowboys would ask that Dak Prescott not do the same. We don't know if he's capable of that. That's what this comes down to. Angry Dak, I don't give a damn how mad he is if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, because I done sent them home twice.
You're exactly right. They sent them home in the wild card in the divisional round of the playoffs. I'm excited to see this matchup because it's going to tell me a little bit more about the Cowboys because like you said, the 49ers offense, the way they spread you out and make you cover every blade of grass on the field. And now we need to see if the Cowboys offense, because Dak has been able to be in the catbird seat for 3 of the 4 games. He's played with a substantial lead, and now we're going to see if the game is nip and tuck, where every throw matters, every possession matters. We can see if he can he carry this team to a victory. I agree with you, Stephen A. I think sometimes when we get upset or angry or mad, whatever term you want to use, and we play sports, angry and mad is good, but controlled is better. Can he play control? That's the question that the 49ers are going to want to see. They're going to put him to the test, try to get a lead, and says, okay, Dak, win the ball game. We're not going to give you pick sixes. We're not going to give you scooping scores, and we're not going to let your special teams let you start with outstanding field position. And then we'll find a lot more about the Dallas Cowboys. And it's also, they're 7 of 19 through 4 weeks in red zone scoring touchdowns. That's not good. That gets you beat against good teams. Inferior teams, yeah, you'll win games like you won yesterday, 38-3, or you win 40-0, or you'll win like they beat the Jets. But when you play teams like the 49ers, or you play teams like the Eagles, that can score, and they keep you out of the end zone on your red zone possessions, you lose those ball games, Stephen A.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
And by the way, just as an aside, to finish a culminating point, I expect them to lose this week, too.
That one's on Sunday Night Football in the Bay. Looking forward to it.
So if they lose this game, Molly, before we go, Stephen A.,
sure.
If they lose this game, who are they going to blame? Because remember, they scapegoated Kellen Moore last year. The reason why, because he called that bull jive play at the end of the ball game where they had Zeke snap it to him, and it was the last-ditch effort. So they fired that man. 2 years in a row, Dak has come up small in the playoffs, and they blame Kellen Moore. So if they lose this game, I just want to know who they're going to blame.
You see those folks right there, Shannon? See those folks on that screen? You see? I love it. Let me tell you something right now. I keep laughing at him because that wasn't his girl. He got busted. But let me tell you something right now. They're going to blame Dak. They're going to blame Dak, and it'll be the right one to go. You see that look on that sister's face right there? That's that look that says y'all ain't worth a damn. That's what that's about right there. I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. By the way, the week after, I got to call the charge to see if I can get to that game. Maybe play the charge Monday night.
Yeah, you need to come on out here. You do another trip.
I'll be there. I'll be in town that week, no doubt.